Yo, it's your boy Ringo back again with another video, Ringo TV Reactions. You have this woman here, go by the name Jas Noelle. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. If I pronounced it wrong, my apologies. She pretty much breaks her silence in regards to Anton Daniels, basically saying that the man was trying to fly her out to pretty much knock boots, allegedly. And she basically curbed him and pushed him to the side because she was asking him questions and whatnot. And I want you to roll the tape, kind of let you hear what's going on. Let's get into this.
I was never that man's nothing. I was somebody on a panel, okay? Let's not tie me to him in that way by any means, shape, or form, okay? Like, there's no connection there. All right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I don't like that. I was just a guest, and that's it. That's it. Never. Ever. Okay? But I'll keep it a buck. You know what? I'll keep it a buck with y'all. Anton definitely asked me to come to Detroit before. He definitely DM'd me on that one day. And mind you, this was several shows after I had been on his panel. Right? And when he asked me, when you come into the D, I said, for what? What's in Detroit? And he said, you'll just have to trust me. It'll be fun.
Wow.
And nah, fun in Detroit. I ain't never heard of that. Never heard of that. Well, you'll just have to trust me. What difference does it make, right? He's talking to me. He's not giving me any. Now, if he's DMing me like this, somebody that he has gotten into it multiple times with, right? If he's DMing me with this pimp talk, because that's exactly what it sounded like. You just got to trust me. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I said, for what? What do you ask me? What do you ask me to come to Detroit to do? Right? Well, what difference does it make? You'll just have to trust me. I said, it makes all the difference. I need details. And you know what he said to me? Just let me know when you're ready. Because you'll just have to trust me. Never spoke to him about it again. And it never played out. Why? Because I'm asking too many questions.
So as you can see right there, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into some more in this. Jas basically said she'd been asking questions in regards to Anton trying to, I guess, solicit her to pretty much come out to his area. He slid in the DMs and she wasn't having that. She wasn't going to allow him to take advantage. So if Anton is doing this and it made this woman come out to share her truth, how many more women is this man doing this with? Now, I talked about how as men pretty much will get with a woman, smash, it is what it is. Now, I think the problem with the case with Anton is that he professed himself to be a married man, conservative, and how he have these conservative views. So he don't have the type of views of a man that practice polygyny. He have the mindset of he just with one woman and he's faithful. So if he was with Mika and he's sleeping with Mika, that would mean he would be in adultery. So that would ruin his brand. Now, I already told you guys that Mika don't have no husband. Y'all still don't get it. When I look at Mika, respectfully, I see a woman who is naive and slow. That's the best way I can put it. She has some sort of problem, right? That Anton is able to control and manipulate. Now, with this woman, she's probably not trying to hear that mess. She want to know, well, why you want to fly me out? And keep in mind, Anton used to have a lot of heated debates with her and whatnot. And for whatever reason, she's not pretty much slow to let Anton just have his way. She already knows. See, a woman should already know what a man wants. I told you already, as a man, if I'm around attractive women, a woman is supposed to know by the way I'm moving that I'm interested in her. With the way Anton came on to her, she already knew. She already knew that Anton wanted to get with her intimately. She knew already. Every woman knows this. It's just that they'll play dumb. They'll act like they don't know, but really they all know this. But let's hear what else she have to say.
I'm not excited because you DMing me asking to bring me to Detroit for what, nigga? And this was like fresh off of the conversation that he had about having women that he work with or are friends with, how they pussy got to be on the table for him. My pussy ain't never on the table.
Wow. She said her cat is never on the table. So Anton basically hollered at her low key. But the way he framed it is as if though he just want to interview you, and it's like he's a pimp. And he tried to pimp this woman out. She wasn't having it, guys. This black woman was not having it. And if she was to get flowed out, she said something along the line she was going to bring her man. That is something Anton don't want to hear. And I believe the reason why Mika been with Anton alone, well, look, guys, I'm just going to say it straight. I'll say alleged, but, you know, Mika's pretty much Anton's girl, allegedly. You know what I mean? Let's just call it what it is. No married man is going to have his wife with another married man. That don't make no sense. Mika don't have no husband, fam. You know, I caught wind of a little bit of that Tasha K interview while looking at her video, and Tasha asked Mika how long she been married. Mika said, all my life. Makes no sense when you answer a question with all my life. Mika appears to be slow. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but I believe that she's just a woman who has a pretty face, but no brains. And it's easy for people like Anton and others to manipulate her.
And you're not going to parade me around like, you know what I'm saying, like Mika, like Molly, like Q, or whatever the case may be. No. Now, if he would have DM'd me, yo, Jas, I got a cool idea. I think we could do something. I know we look like enemies, but maybe we could collab and do something, you know, that'll help you grow in your channel. If he would have came at me like that, I would have like, can I bring my nigga?
See? She said, can she bring her dude? And this is something that a lot of people not peeping game. I mean, if a woman is married, or even if she's just dating, if she got a man and you know you're getting flown out, obviously you want your man to come with you. Any woman that's visiting Anton by herself is most likely sleeping with him, or that's his goal. His goal is to really sleep with them, because this is something that maybe Kevin Samuels did, and Kevin Samuels probably put Anton on the type of things that he do with women. So now that Anton got the money, he figured, hey, I'm going to live that Kevin Samuels life now.
Can I bring my man? Because if it's strictly business, it shouldn't be a problem.
Right.
We can do a double date. Me, you, and yo, but But see, it never got that far because I didn't have stars in my eyes.
Right.
Mika said as soon as he DM'd her, she was like, yeah, I'll go do the interview.
Because Mika's an opportunist. She's desperate for attention. This lady is not desperate for attention. She knows her value. And she also recognized when a man is just trying to use his internet status and his money to lure her in, and she wasn't about to be used.
ask him like, what we on? What you on?
Right?
Come to Detroit for what? I heard it's so cold in the D.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you want me out there for?
In other words, she's inquiring, why do you want me out there? Why do you want to do business with me? Like, what do you see in me that you trying to flew me out? Like, what's the whole deal? Why me? What about me is needed for you? So obviously he had some sort of sexual desires.
What difference does it make? He's a pimp. Or at
Pimp.
least a wannabe.
There you go. Pimp.
And unfortunately, he got one with Mika.
Right.
I'm not... Being successful in this space is definitely a goal of mine, for sure.
Right.
But I don't need to put myself in nefarious situations or a situation that'll make me look bad just because the person that's asking me to hang out got a bunch of followers.
There you go. In other words, she's not going to put herself in a compromising situation that's going to make her look like a 304, make her look, dirty, just to get to the next level. She wants to have success on YouTube, but she's not willing to compromise her value, her morals, whatever standards that she follows. She's not willing to compromise that for Anton.
And a bunch of subscribers because he like to talk shit. No. So if he's DMing me like this, I know for sure if he's DMing any of these other women, it ain't on no professional nothing. It ain't business.
There you go.
He trying to holler.
He's trying to holler. You heard it. You heard it, fam. Right from this woman. You see her face? Do you see her face? He's trying to holler. So now, if Anton is supposed to be a Christian, a man of God, a man who believes in having a monogamous relationship to a woman, then he should not be in their DMs trying to holler. You get what I'm saying? You see women get in these DMs. You don't see men. So if this lady is saying that Anton is trying to holler, I mean, how much more do you need?
Okay? Of course, he's going to frame it that way. But the fact that you couldn't even tell me the reason why you wanted me to come to Detroit after we have been going head to head with each other. Damn near every show. You want to talk to me? That lets me know I bring value to you.
The value that she speak of is her outward beauty. I told you 1,000 times, guys, most of these men, when they see attractive women, because obviously she looked better than Mika. There's no doubt about it, She looked way better than Mika. When Anton saw this woman here, first thing he thought about was, damn, man, I need to fly her out. I'm going to use my money. I'm going to use my status on YouTube to try to seduce her in. But she already recognized the play. You know what I'm saying? You could already tell that she understands how the streets go. She probably grew up in the hood. You know what I mean? I don't know where she's from, but my initial thought is that she's from probably like the New York area. That's the first thing that I thought when I heard how she sound. But if she is from New York, she already done know when a snake is around. You know what I mean? She already done know what it is. And Anton tried to pull a fast one, but you can't pull a fast one. You know what I mean? And she's going to go into more details on, how he was able to get with Mika.
But you're not going to use me to look like one of your little honeydews, your little honey dips. Oh, no. So yeah, y'all, that's why I'm like, you can't fool me because the way he move, it's not
business.
It's not professional.
It's not professional.
It's not. Flat out. But let's keep going. That was my little story I wanted to share. I got asked to get flown out too.
Wow. Wow. She got asked to get flown out too, gang. She got asked to get flown out too. Now, I don't know if Anton's wife know about this. I don't know what kind of relationship they got. I already told you guys that there's a possibility that they may be into some type of swinger type thing. You know what I mean? And Anton's job is to pretty much bring women in, you know, and maybe it's alleged that they try to have fun with these women on the low key. I don't know, but it's a possibility.
For why? And he was like, bitch, never mind. He was like, man, fuck it. Damn, Jas, shit. Yeah. And best believe I was bringing my nigga. What? Yeah, make sure you give me a room. I'm gonna bring my man. Cause he helped me with my business.
So she was gonna bring her man. So Anton wouldn't have been able to pull a fast one with this woman because she was planning on bringing her dude with her. And see, that's the thing that you ladies got to understand about social media when doing business with these dudes is that you got to bring your man with you. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a woman who's attractive, a woman that got it popping. Because let's just keep it real. If you're a woman and you look attractive, that's going to help open up doors. Y'all know this already. Let's not play dumb. Even Mika was asked by Tasha K that if she was ugly, do you think Anton would want to leverage you or to leverage his platform with you? And she refused to answer the question because she know it's not about talent because she don't got no talent. I told you already. The only thing Mika got going for her, and like I said, the only thing that I see with Mika is her face. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. Everything else I'm not really interested in. You know, when I think about a woman, I think about her face and her body. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling how that woman figure is or whatever the case is. I'm just not. You know what I mean? I know she said she's married and all, but I don't think the woman is married, and I don't even care. I'm just keeping it a buck with you guys. That all I see is the face. Body wise, I'm not even feeling her. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. You know, y'all might see something I don't. You know, a woman have to be slim, nice, curvy, all of that, and have a pretty face. And sometimes she don't have to be all that pretty. She just have to have a nice body, have a great personality. You know, the type of woman you know, she could get decked out when she want to. She's not ugly, but she's not neither a 9 or a 10. Because sometimes different things a woman have can compensate for the lack thereof. Some women got a very pretty face, and they may not be all that in the body department, but they still look good. Then you can have a woman that she's not all that pretty, but she's cute, but she have a banging body. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on what you're looking for. But Anton pretty much hooked up with Mika for her face. That is pretty much it. And, you know, I don't know why people can't see that.
I bet you I wouldn't have been able to come.
So you really didn't have a following on YouTube. So basically he leveraged his platform and gave you a following.
He definitely leveraged his platform. And he
again, like I just stated, and then I'm gonna let it play. She had no followers on YouTube. 1,200 is damn near no followers. You just get monetized with 1,000. You had 1,200 followers. Why would somebody reach out to you? You have no followers. You're barely monetized to do an interview with you.
That is what I've been trying to tell people since the beginning. The reason why Anton reached out to Mika is because he liked her face and he wanted to use her for his personal business to help his platforms grow, to keep viewers tuned in, as if though he's around quote unquote baddies. That's what they love to say on social media. But what happened was everything backfired once the Corey Holcomb situation took place.
What would be the reason? Use the brain that God gave you. Even if you don't have no brain, why would she think that Anton reached out to her to do an interview with somebody with no followers that don't nobody know? That makes absolutely no sense. But
it makes no sense because why would you want to interview somebody that nobody's talking about? What would be the significance of interviewing her when nobody knows who she is? Right? It wouldn't make any sense.
y'all to listen to her try to prove to the interviewer how smart and articulate that she is, and doesn't want to believe that Anton reached out to her for any other reason other than for some reason she's something that somebody or we never saw before. Okay, we never heard of her, man. We don't know you, but she deflects and she even lies. So let's just finish listening.
You going to Detroit to see him for business? Yes. So me and Anton are going to be doing a full sit down.
We're just leveraged his platform, and he also was able to teach me how to use YouTube effectively because, you know, I tell a lot of people, Anton has pretty much mastered YouTube.
Now, for Mika to say that Anton has mastered YouTube, when Kevin Samuels was here, Anton didn't know anything about YouTube. Anton got the blueprint from Kevin Samuels. Anton didn't master YouTube. He just learned how to manipulate the system. Nobody has mastered YouTube. That's very arrogant for anyone to say. But this is what Anton have convinced Mika of, that he mastered something. So she see Anton as a god, someone who could never be wrong. And if he mastered YouTube, how come he didn't master all his relationships? How come he didn't master all the relationships that failed? So obviously, he'd never mastered YouTube. He just mastered how to use people to fulfill his purpose.
So when I did go out there, I pretty much studied. I watched what he did. I watched how he talked to people on YouTube, how he talked to his following.
But her channel haven't grown. So all of that stuff that she claimed she got from Anton, it still didn't work.
Subs, and I learned a lot.
Let me ask you a question. If you were ugly, have you ever thought about being, because you're not ugly.
Listen.
If you were ugly, do you think Anton would have leveraged his platform view?
I really can't get into what I think Anton would have done.
That's sad. She can't even answer the question. If you were ugly, do you think Anton would leverage his platform with you? Of course not. There would be no need to bring you aboard because you don't look good. And this is what I'm trying to say. You could be a woman with talent. Anton would not try to jump into your DMs because he don't see no value because of how you look.
Honestly, but I'm not unaware that I'm attractive or that people find me attractive, but what I know to be true is that I'm a very serious person when it comes to work. And so I'm a very hard worker.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm sorry, Mika. You're not.
I already told y'all that Mika has no talent. She's not a content creator. Nobody know who she is. She literally came in off the back of Anton Daniels, and now she's trying to make herself seem like she's important in front of Tasha K. Tasha K don't know her. We never knew her. Nobody knows her. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage the woman from being a YouTuber or whatever the case is, but let's just be honest. Nobody knows her for any sort of talent or something that she actually do.
This wasn't serious business. This was actually very unserious. Very unserious. Do you know what I'm saying? Serious business, it wouldn't play out like this.
There's a lot of attention to detail, and if I work with somebody, they're going to see my value, and I really do think Anton really saw the value in what I did.
Okay, so were you doing this on Instagram at first before you did on YouTube, or like you were just making videos?
YouTube is because YouTube is actually different than what I was doing. So what I was doing was on TV. So here locally, I was on Fox 5.
You don't hear how when Mika talks, she's not able to articulate herself good. She's trying to make herself seem like she's important, like she's somebody that people are supposed to be listening to. She's a voice because she was working at some news station or whatever the case is. That doesn't make you interesting at all.
Oh, I did the entertainment segment. I would talk with TMZ and we would talk about whatever the popular thing was. I also did a podcast out here in DC where we would talk to different celebrities, sports figures. I've had NFL coaches and all types of people. Wall
What she's doing is clout chasing off of other people's success to try to make herself seem like she's important.
Street people, just everybody that's pretty much trending, we've had on that podcast. So I was already used to doing that.
Lady, nobody knows you. You see how she keeps trying to tell us who she is? I ain't never heard of this woman until people, start sending me messages about Anton cheating on his wife. She is fighting for her life. She wants to let, she's interviewing with Tasha K. She wants to force Tasha K to know who the hell she is. You speaking to a woman who got over 1 million followers. She don't know you. Nobody knows you. So
that's the whole point, guys. And nobody knew who Mika was. But all of a sudden, she's doing interviews with Tasha K. Anton is doing interviews with Tasha K. This is all one big play. But now, what we all need to focus on is the fact that Jas Noelle basically is saying that Anton tried to pimp her out, try to fly her out to see what he can do with her, possibly sexually. And again, I don't have a problem with a dude dealing with women, but she got a dude. So it seemed like Anton like messing with women that got dudes, or, he just don't care. Because if he's committing, if he was with Mika intimately, that would make him an adulterer based on his own morals and values. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think of the video. I'm going to pretty much sign off from there. I think I gave you a lot of information. So, hey, rate, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that like button so that the video can get pushed by YouTube. And I'm going to pretty much catch you guys in the next one, man. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think of everything. Do you think that, this woman is telling the truth? Do you think that she's full of crap? Do you think she's just an angry employee, former employee, or former person that used to rock with Anton? Or is she telling the truth? Let us know in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.